Imagine a sky that burns red, stars flickering like they're afraid. A massive celestial body, hidden for ages, creeps closer, cloaked in darkness, shaking the earth into chaos. That night, the ground doesn't just tremble, it roars, hitting 10 on the Richter scale. Cities vanish, oceans boil, and the air hums with a sound not made by humans but unleashed from deep within the planet. This isn't a Hollywood blockbuster or a wild dream. It's a warning from ancient prophets, brilliant astronomers, and voices from the past who saw 2025 coming. The puzzle is coming together, and if you're paying attention, it's chilling. Before we dive in, hit like, share, and subscribe to keep this video from vanishing into the algorithm's abyss. Join our community if you're hooked on hidden truths. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. Drop a comment if this shakes you, because you're not alone. Why take these old prophecies seriously? Well, 2025 isn't just another year. This May alone, over 134 earthquakes above magnitude 5 rocked the Pacific and Asia. Floods, wildfires, and storms named like dinosaurs hit hard. In the US, 10 massive storms obliterated states in a week, but the media barely blinked. Myanmar got slammed by a 7.7 quake, its worst ever, flattening homes in minutes. South Korea saw wildfires spark out of nowhere. Are these disasters random or part of a script we ignored? These events echo warnings from Nostradamus' cryptic quatrains, Baba Vanga's visions, Japanese seer Tatsuki's dreams, and Indian mystic Anand's forecasts. They're not myths, they're signposts screaming, 2025 is when the earth fights back. One prophecy from a 16th century Vietnamese sage, Nguyen Binh Khiem, hits too close. Khiem's poetic warning spoke of a time when rice bowls go empty, fire rains from the sky, and June's dew vanishes forever. In 2024, Vietnam faced historic floods. As 2025 began, Khiem's death of the snake, death of the tiger, marked the year of wood consumed by fire. He warned of a heavenly blaze. Is it war? Solar flares? Our own tech turning against us? By June 2025, Europe's baking. The European Central Bank sounded alarms as drought threatens to slash the continent's economy by 15%. Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands, driest spring in a century. Crops failed, rivers dried, livelihoods crumbled. Africa's central belt, Madagascar, and parts of the Sahara scorched under relentless sun. In China, the north turned to desert, while the south drowned in floods. Vietnam faced scorching days and flooded nights. It's surreal, but it's happening now. What's driving this chaos? Scientists point to solar activity, solar storms you can't see but feel. Fatigue, headaches, disorientation, these are signs of solar radiation messing with our biology. No conspiracy, just the sun's silent touch. And this is only the start. Let's pause here. Do you see the pattern? Is this all coincidence, or is something bigger unfolding? Comment below. Have you noticed strange weather, odd symptoms, or mood swings during solar flares? I read every comment. Share what you're sensing, because the connections are just getting deeper. The fire's only begun. You might not know Abhigya Anand, the young Indian astrologer who predicted a health crisis in 2019 before it hit. Scoffed at first, his words now have people listening. His 2025 predictions are wild. This isn't just another year of chaos, it's a cosmic turning point. Anand says 2025 brings intense solar radiation and magnetic storms that'll cripple our tech. Our obsession with satellites and digital systems could be our downfall. Picture waking up to no power grid, no GPS, no internet, not for hours, but weeks. Space agencies are already prepping for solar cycle 25, but Anand goes further. He predicts these solar disruptions will trigger economic collapse, starting small, like a crack in a dam, then snapping. Mass migrations, currency resets, and a global superpower crumbling overnight. He doesn't name it, but hints at a nation tied to tech and military might. If that nation falls, the world shifts forever. And here's the eerie part: another ancient voice aligns. In the 1700s, Japanese mystic Jiku, who meditated under waterfalls, wrote of a time when the sun spits fire, the moon hides, and man's towers of light flicker and fail. Scholars call Jiku's words symbolic nonsense, but they sound like a warning about our fragile power grid. He predicted a great shaking in the west, followed by eastern winds, maybe a poetic nod to power shifting from west to east. And it's not just poetry. In 2025's first 5 months, Asia's economies, like India and Vietnam, have surged, building reserves and investing in gold, while the West battles inflation, unrest, and drought. Is this foresight, or were they guided by ancient warnings passed down through generations? Meanwhile, in Russia, spiritual communities are buzzing. A remote monastery uncovered writings tied to Rasputin, who warned of a black eclipse when the bear, Russia, turned south. In March 2025, satellite images showed Russian naval activity in southern seas. Coincidence or prophecy unfolding? Everywhere in 2025, there's motion, fire, imbalance. Most people think it's just a bad year, but the ancients would disagree. They'd say the seals are breaking. If we need more proof, just look up. In April, Argentine astronomers spotted a black streak tearing through the sky. It wasn't a meteor or contrail. Days later, Chile's sensors detected a magnetic spike so strong it knocked out weather radars. Scientists are stumped, but prophecy readers see it clearly. Nostradamus wrote of a black torch falling in spring, bringing a summer without breath. His 2025 quatrain chills. From fire in the heavens, rivers reversed, the proud city trembles beneath scorched clouds. In the year the moon hides thrice, the old empire fractures. 3 lunar eclipses hit in 2025. Is the proud city, a hub like New York or London, crippled by collapse or cyber war? These aren't just isolated predictions. They're piling up, overlapping, like a chorus reaching a crescendo. Why 2025? Maybe it's the deadline, the last chance to wake up before the world shifts for good. But there's hope if you know where to look. Let's dig deeper. The Zohar, a key text in Jewish mysticism, hints at a hidden land rising when the world loses itself. Scholars debated for centuries. Was it a metaphor or a real place? Now, in 2025, eyes are turning to Antarctica, the frozen continent once thought lifeless. Satellites are picking up weird magnetic shifts under the ice. Not tectonic, not weather, but something else. Military flights from multiple nations have been spotted over restricted zones. New images show symmetrical structures buried deep. Whistleblowers, dismissed by officials, claim something's waking up down there. Could this be what Nostradamus meant by the continent where the blind eye opens? A land lost to time, now ready to speak? Why are so many ancient prophecies zeroing in on 2025? It's not just about climate or politics, it's about consciousness shifting. The Earth's fighting back because we've drifted too far from its rhythms, lost in digital illusions. The Hopi Native Americans warned of this day of purification when the planet cleanses itself. Their blue star prophecy spoke of a blue celestial object signaling global change. In early 2025, Comet C 2024 G3 Atlas, with its bright blue tail, lit up the skies, even visible by day. NASA tracked it from the ISS, but the story faded fast. Was this the Hopi's blue star? They said 3 quakes would come before the cleansing. We've already seen them. A 7.6 quake in the Caribbean, a 7.7 in Myanmar, and a 7.5 near the Drake Passage. 3 quakes, 3 warnings. Something stirring deeper, a reckoning. But the scariest prophecy isn't about fire or floods. It's about forgetting. A medieval scribe, known only as the Veiled One, wrote, The end won't come with screams or fire, but silence, when the world forgets what it means to be human. That's happening now. We're glued to screens, algorithms, and AI, losing touch with each other. AI's rise, hailed as progress, might be the final test. Mystic Gopi Krishna warned of a false awakening in 2025, where tech seduces us into thinking we've transcended nature, but we're just disconnecting from life's source. He called it a psychological inversion, and it's here. The prophets didn't just predict doom, they left us choices, paths to realign. Now let's dive into the seventh prophecy, the Great Divide. It's not carved in stone or sung in old chants. It's woven into time itself, a message carried across ages. From Nostradamus to the Maya, from Baba Vanga to the Oracle of Delphi, they all pointed to this moment, a split in humanity's fate. Hildegard von of Bingen, a 12th century mystic, saw a second sky opening, sorting souls by vibration, not by judgment. Sounds like fantasy, but people worldwide report vivid dreams of two Earths, one gray, chaotic, suffocating, the other vibrant, alive. In these visions, you choose, not with words, but with energy, intention. It's a spiritual split, not a physical one. This echoes Vedic texts, Hopi legends, and the Dogon of Mali, who all spoke of a divide in human consciousness, not by wealth or nation, but by awareness. Is 2025 when humanity fractures within? Nostradamus hinted at it in a rare quatrain. When fire lights the unseen sky, and shadows dance in men's minds, two roads emerge, one false, one free. The sign? Some say it came on April 8th, 2024, when a solar eclipse crossed the US, forming an X with the 2017 eclipse. The ancients saw such alignments as cosmic verdicts. Another eclipse hits in 2025 with a rare black halo, a dark aura around the moon. Spiritual thinkers call it the crown of absorption, a sign from Persian texts. Absorbed into what? A synthetic trap feeding on fear and distraction? The danger's subtle, but real. The most chilling prophecy isn't about disasters, it's about self-enslavement. A 1300 Sufi poem warned, they'll no longer need chains, people will chain themselves with light. Think screens, alerts, surveillance, convenience that binds us. We were warned, and 2025's the test. But these prophecies aren't here to scare us. They're clues to remember who we are. They're not rooted in fear, but hope, guiding those who wake up to lead others through the fog. Ancient teachers stressed inner prep, purifying thought, aligning heart, strengthening soul. What's coming isn't just chaos, it's a filter, a separation. You decide now, sleep or sight, illusion or essence. If the sky burns as it's starting to, and the earth shakes as it already has, you need to know your core. Not your name, but your essence. That's your passport through the Great Divide. If you're still watching, you're not here by chance. You're meant to see this. Share what's stirring in you below. Have you felt that pressure, that unease, like the wind's whispering something's off? I read every comment. The final prophecy's power lies in choice. It's not about waiting for fire or floods. It's about waking up now. The signs are screaming. 2025 isn't just a year, it's a crossroads. Let's pause here. What's your gut telling you? Drop it in the comments. We're building a community of the awake at Future Echoes. Subscribe, hit the bell, and join us. Leave a super thanks if this hit deep. The sky's turning, the ground's shifting, and prophecy isn't ancient history, it's now. Stay with me for the final chapter. We've walked through fire, quakes, and cosmic signs, but the seventh prophecy, the Great Divide, holds the key. It's not just about surviving 2025's chaos. It's about choosing who you'll become. Let's unravel this final clue and what it means for you. The Great Divide isn't a fairy tale. It's a thread woven through time. Nostradamus, the Maya, Baba Vanga, and even the Oracle of Delphi all hinted at a moment when humanity splits, not by borders or wealth, but by consciousness. How awake you are to the truth. Hildegard of Bingen, a 12th century mystic, saw a second sky opening, a rift where souls are sorted by their vibration. It's not about divine judgment, but energy. People everywhere are dreaming of two earths, one dark and choking, the other alive and free. These dreams aren't random, they're choices, made not with words, but with intent. Vedic texts, Hopi stories, and Dogon prophecies all describe this split, a destiny shaped by awareness. In 2025, the fracture isn't out there, it's within us, in how we see the world. Nostradamus' rare quatrain warned, "When fire lights the unseen sky and shadows dance in men's minds, two roads appear, one false, one free." The sign? Many point to the April 2024 solar eclipse crossing the US, forming an X with 2017's eclipse, a cosmic marker. Now, in 2025, a final eclipse looms, cloaked in a black halo, a rare dark aura around the moon. Persian texts call it the crown of absorption, a trap pulling us into fear and distraction. It's not just a sky show, it's a spiritual test. The real danger isn't quakes or storms, it's enslavement by choice. A 1300 Sufi poem said, "No chains needed, people will bind themselves with light." That's our world now. Screens, notifications, surveillance dressed as convenience. We're chaining ourselves, just as they foresaw. But these prophecies aren't doom, they're wake-up calls. They're not about fear, but hope, guiding us to remember our essence. The ancients didn't urge hoarding supplies, they taught inner strength, clear thoughts, open hearts, resilient souls, to navigate what's coming. What's coming is a filter, a divide between the watchers and the sleepers. The Earth's shaking. 3 quakes already in 2025, 7.6 in the Caribbean, 7.7 in Myanmar, 7.5 near the Drake Passage. The sky's burning with solar flares. Time feels like it's bending. Amid this, you choose your path. Not tomorrow, not when chaos peaks. Now. Are you asleep in illusion or awake to your core? Your essence, not your job or name, is what carries you through. If you're watching this, you're not here by accident. You're feeling it. That pressure in your chest, that strange unease when the air feels wrong. Comment below. Have you sensed it too? Weird weather, odd vibes, or just a gut feeling something's off? Share it. You're not alone, and I read every word. The prophets left us clues to lead others out of the fog. In 2025, the Great Divide sorts us by choice, vibration, not fate. The Hopi said a blue star would herald this shift. Comet C 2024, G3 Atlas, blazing blue, crossed our skies this year. Was that it? NASA tracked it. Then the story vanished. Why? The signs are screaming, but the world keeps scrolling. The Veiled One's words haunt. The end comes not with fire, but silence, when we forget what it means to be human. That silence is our disconnection. AI's rise feels like progress, but Gopi Krishna warned it's a false awakening. In 2025, he said we'd chase a tech-driven rapture, mistaking it for transcendence, while losing our tie to nature. It's happening. Screens feel more real than people. What happens to our souls? Yet, there's hope. The prophecies point to a path forward, not just ruin. The Zohar's hidden land in Antarctica, magnetic shifts, strange structures, might hold answers. Nostradamus' blind eye opening could mean truths buried in ice, ready to reshape our understanding of ourselves. This isn't about fear, it's about remembering. The ancients gave us tools. Align your heart, sharpen your mind, anchor your soul. The Great Divide isn't punishment. It's a chance to choose essence over illusion, to wake up and guide others through the storm. So, where do you stand? If the sky turns to fire, as it's starting to, and the earth keeps shaking, as it is, will you sleep through it or see clearly? Your choice now shapes what's next. This is your wake-up call. Don't hit snooze. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Comment what's stirring in you. Let's connect the awake. Subscribe to Future Echoes, hit the bell, and join our growing tribe. Drop a super thanks if this resonated deep. The signs aren't coming, they're here. 2025 isn't just a year, it's a reckoning. The sky's turning, the ground's shifting, and prophecy is now. You're not powerless. Choose your path, stay aware, stay connected, stay free. This is Future Echoes, signing off until the next transmission. See you there.